Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to our trading/training room. One moment here, I will get the screen share going on. Quick little reminder that the US government wants you to know that trading is risky. So you should always just use funds that you can afford to lose. Kind of like going to Vegas. All right. Here, for those of you new in the room, just a really quick overview of what you're looking at. You can see I've migrated my charts over to Ninja 8. That's why we got the different look going on here. Here in the top left, I have the Hawk Micro Scalper. Top right, Falcon Swing Trader. Bottom left, Eagle Trend Trader, and then of course the Raptor here on the bottom right. I'm following the NASDAQ, which is my personal favorite market to trade. But if you would like to see something else, I will do my best to accommodate you. All right, let's take a look here at the daily. And what we've been watching is this little formation that we have. I've been wondering whether this is turning into a great big bear flag. The reason being, we've had a trend line intersection and break, and that should make the market a little bit more bearish. Breakouts like this, you would think would be bullish, but actually they're not. They're actually bearish. Same thing if we took this trend line here and drew it the other way. You can see once you had the bearish breakout, the market actually became very, very bullish. Yesterday's session, very bearish overall. The market starting up here at around 6,800, finishing down here closer to, where did they leave off? Well, one sec here. They left off at 66.50. And now we're getting a little bit of a bullish pushback. So we've got the market really getting itself into a twist here. A little bit of a slow start, and a little bit of an upside gap. So we've got a little bit of waiting to do, I think. For those of you who like your first in-sync eagle signal, produced it right here. Very clean uptrend through the overnight. So here was your first in-sync eagle signal. And it's looking as though that could be sneaking up on the high probability profit target. We also had an in-sync Raptor signal right here, the number 3 signal. Now, notice the number 2 signal would be counter trend. When I'm talking in sync, I mean a with trend signal. So we're looking for, in this case, because the bands are stacked in a bullish fashion, we're looking for that first buy signal. And that occurring right here off of that number 3. And really nice follow through on that one as well. I'm not usually a fan of opening range orders, but that was a decent little rally out of the open. Certainly enough, like I said, to find your high probability targets. And now we're getting a little bit of a pushback. While I'm waiting for a decent opportunity, I am just going to do a little bit of housekeeping here. I'm going to try something here with the trade calculator. I'm going to set my stops, my initial stops, a little bit further. The trade calculator, unlike the trade manager, you need to remember your orders are live once you put them on. What that means is that you can adjust them a little easier. We'll see how this works. So what I'm adjusting here is ticks on limit, ticks on stop. I'm increasing it. I'm going to try to increase it to 10, and we'll see how that works. And I'll show you here in a moment what it is I'm doing. We'll finish up here on the Raptor. So what this has done, let's say I want to take advantage of a second push on this number 2 signal. So I'm going to go here to the sell market button. I'm going to move my wheel to sell stop. Now notice the sell, the location of the sell signal, how far it is removed from the current price. It's 10 ticks. So what that means is, because this is a stop order and not a market order, I can actually engage it, and I'm going to roll my, oops, sorry, wrong tool. 1 second. Oh, okay. I might have gone outside of the, I might have found a little bug. Let's see here. Okay, let's take that off and put it back on. All right, first, let's see if it works with the defaults. Yeah, no. All right. Okay, what it's supposed to do, that's just a little glitch. I'll have to get Ben to take a look at that right away. What it's supposed to do is it's supposed to give you a stop order, and then you can grab that stop order and you can actually move it to where you want it to be. It was working yesterday. I'm not sure why it's not working today, but we'll get that fixed and then I'll explain it. Yeah, Frank says an undocumented feature is the technical name for a bug. We had a request with the trade calculator for it to display the dollar values when you're setting up your trade. So Ben just sent me that and I will test it after the room. And so that will be a little bit of an addition to the trade calculator so that you can actually see the dollar value of your trade when you set it up. Okay, we're just kind of waiting. From the daily chart, I would maybe be leaning a little bit more to the short side, maybe. like I said, the market is at a very important decision point. Who's going to be taking control? And as a result, we're starting to produce a sideways trading range. Most evident here on the hawk, but you can see it's starting to build a little bit on the eagle. Wow, they're holding that trend line beautifully. Let's see how it transfers. Oh, it transfers pretty well. Could almost do like a trend channel. And same idea, if the market trades up here to 67.30 and breaks, well, then there's a really good chance that the market's going to reverse on itself. And it almost looks as though 67.30 is where the market is wanting to go. All right, we had a first micro macro cross here on the whatchamacallit, on the hawk. And we're going to do a trend change signal here on the falcon. Already had the hard edge bounce here on the raptor. So we'll see if we can't get a trend change signal building here on the falcon, and I'll try to take advantage of that. Oh, come on. Don't run away. Pretty please. Part of the problem is placing the stop, right? I can just buy in any old place, but stop placement is a little trickier. Right now, my risk is set at $250. That's kind of giving me the spread right now. It seems like my profit target is a little tight. Allow me to adjust that. There we go. Uh-oh. I hope I didn't break it. Oh no, there we go. We're good. Just a little bit of housekeeping. And last but not least, no, look at that. Had the right idea for sure, and they're just not giving me a chance to get into the trade, the scoundrels. Well, like I said, there is going to be a bearish pushback here somewhere. Maybe they'll get up here. Maybe not. We do have a resistance line just above here as well. Trading band is getting a little bit broad, maybe opening itself up to a reverse. Big pullback now to the trend line in the Falcon, the hard edge in the Hawk. We just flipped over on the ATR. Yesterday, as bearish as it was, is definitely going to put a little bit of pressure on the bulls. Oops. Right, so here is that trend line. There's the intersection. There was the reaction to the trend line. So it looks like here at the lows around 6,600, we got some significant buying going on. If that area fails, there's a good chance the market will head lower, perhaps here to 6,300. It looks like we have a fair amount of activity. And then conversely, if we take out the highs, if we start trading above 6,800, well, that's where the sellers jumped in. So it's a bit of a spread, but that's kind of how the market is pinched here at the moment. All right, the hawk into yellow bars, which is not helpful, but the falcon working a trend change signal. The raptor is going to produce a number 2 signal on the next signal lower. The eagle is still bullish. You know what? I'm going to throw a just in case order down here. So I'm just going to use my That's just in case the market has the bottom fall out. So the number 2 signal, the counter trend signal, first and foremost, you have to have a trend before you can have a counter trend. Then you need to see a retest of the trend and a failure. So that's what we're looking for now. We're looking for the market to fail, and that will produce that number 2 signal. Come on, number 2 signal, where are you? Surprised we don't have a warning dot yet. The safer entry will be below here. Come on, you can do it. There it is. Okay, now it didn't print as a number 2 signal, and I think that's because there's too many bars between the high and the test of the extreme. But it is a number 2 signal. This is why it's important to learn to identify your signals apart from the signal prompts as well. You want to be proficient with that. Now, you know what? I may, because it's still early, I may try to stretch this out a little bit. If we take out these lows, remember we were just looking at the daily chart, there's significant support at around 6,600. That would be a very, very big objective, trading all the way back toward yesterday's lows. You could also shoot for the median line. That would be a very good trade, and the market is likely to go there. That would kind of fill the gap from this morning. Maybe I won't take it all the way there. Maybe I'll look somewhere here around 66.80. Again, very, very aggressive here on the counter trend, but the daily chart kind of suggesting we may be in line for a move lower. Oh, now we're coming back with a number 3 signal. Oh, well, the number 2 signal did print. Sorry about that. I didn't even notice that. It is still important that you learn to identify your signals apart from the signal prompt, however. Okay, the trade's getting a little bit of traction. I'm going to roll my stops. I'm going to take a chance here and bring them into break even. We're into the hard edge. So this is where the market's going to make a reaction. I just hope I'm not too quick with the stop. Ideally, the stop should still be back here or perhaps back here at the ATR. Okay, well, we'll see. Well, good morning, Ray. Ray says, good morning, Eric. I'm feeling bullish today. Yeah, we were just looking at that, Ray. Here's the deal from a longer term perspective. We've got this little bit of a rally going on and definitely a bullish reaction to the trend line, but we also have this bigger trend line and a bearish reaction to that. So we definitely have the market getting itself in a bit of a bind. And now we're flip-flopping again. Oh, these sideways ranges of late. Nice little hard edge bounce here on the Eagle. Then number 3 signal forming here on the Raptor as well. We're going to produce a trend change signal here in the Falcon. If you were looking for an excuse to buy, it is still with trend. We got the warning dot. So you can get ready with your buy signal. There's the warning dot. Next bar, there it is. There's the buy signal. So we'll just go in with the buy. I'm going to roll my initial stop below that swing. Wow, look at that. I guess maybe in hindsight I should have waited on that second push opportunity. Well, I don't reverse on a position often, but if I get tagged out here, I will definitely take a look at shorting it. Okay, this is a reaction now to the change in the trend line going from green to red. Here's a move lower. There should be a reaction that changes it higher, or that makes the market go higher. Okay, they're going to stop me out here, and I'm going to take a look at reversing the order on the stop out. All right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to run this one out a little bit. In fact, I'm going to, we'll throw the stop above the crest and the trend line. I'm going to try to take it all the way down here now to the median line. Same plan as before. I need to allow for a little bit of a pullback here, anticipating the trend change signal on the Falcon. The reason I'm having difficulty is because the market is still in this bigger sideways range. Right, so there's our sideways range. Oops. Let's try that. There we go. Here's the breakout. So you could put your just in case order to sell right below there. This now the retest So here's the breakout. Here's the retest. Now we need to see the market try to continue lower. So I'm a little bit ahead of the curve, and I'm hoping that that will work out. But the safer play is to wait for the market to breach this swing low right there. Like I said, you can just park an order there. But they continue to waffle. All right, here we go. We're getting a little bit more momentum now. Now that we've broken this low, things start to look a little bit better for us because even though the trend line changed color here again, this is essentially a trend change signal. It has that same type of format. They are taking their time though. Come on, let's get a little giddy up. Things likely to get a little sticky as we approach the primary resistance line here at 6,700 or near 6,700. Isn't trading exciting? Well, we are certainly stuck All right, here we go. So we've produced a late filter entry signal that kind of coincided with our trend change signal. Okay, here now we come back down to the 6,700 zone, which is the primary resistance zone. And we're getting a little bit of a reaction there. Come on, just get me below the primary resistance and I will have the opportunity to roll my stops up. I could roll them back here if you were anxious about the trade. You could take a little bit off. All right, I'm going to take a chance and get the trade now down to break even. Okay, we would have hit our profit objective. Woohoo! All right, we're starting to get a fair amount of open profit here now. And it kind of gets to the point where how much of this do you want to leave open? You see all these bars with these tiny little wicks to them, or even the bigger wicks? Those are acceptable places to put your stops. I've noticed that very often if you get one green bar, you're probably going to get a second. So I decided to jam my stop in there and take my profit. I thought maybe we would come back with a quick little signal there, but it did not happen that way. All right, so here was the breakout, the retest, another breakout, another retest, and then the market finally committing to a move lower. Not a bad trade overall. Looks like they may continue to try to press a little bit lower here. Thanks, Ray. Ray says, good trade, Eric. You know, the toughest part with days like today is waiting the market out. It is, I don't know, it's very slow, very sluggish. I guess there's no news to really drive the market. Did the White House cancel President Trump's Twitter account? There's just not much going on. So we get, these little sporadic moves, and then the market just kind of drifts sideways again. Frank wants to know if there's any word on the Trump huge indicator yet. I'm thinking about it. I actually have a little something up my sleeve, but I don't know if we're just being silly. Well, here we are. We're starting to move a little bit sideways again, not getting much follow through, kind of holding around 66.85-ish. Might develop into a broader trading range. It's hard to say at this point because the market is pretty much balanced. Right, here's the daily chart again. And this is today's session. And you can see it's just a fairly small little bar so far. Well, we do have a late filter entry here on the Falcon. It's already engaged. It's kind of gotten past us a little bit. You could put a, like I say, a just in case order below here, or you could just get ready to sell on a break lower. That's definitely doable. So what this is a second push on the late filter entry signal that produced right here. And I'll put my stops back just a little, and oh, look at that. There's our profit objective down here. And I will throw a profit order in there. The challenge with this trade is the stop placement. Because we've had this strong move lower, you can see here comes the bullishness. So where are the sellers? Trying to ride out a swing at this point is going to be a little bit tricky. May even have to consider putting your stops a little bit further back, perhaps above this swing right here. There is such a thing as a proper stop on a trade. And you should try to take the mindset that your stop is your safety net. It's not there for some sort of risk-reward ratio or anything of that nature. It's there to keep you from blowing yourself up. I've shared with you before that on two separate occasions, I've met people. One had a $20,000 account. The other had a $25,000 account. both of which blew up their accounts in a single session. That makes absolutely no sense to me. You'll notice a lot of times the market will challenge a previous swing. This is why I try to keep my stops at least 2 swings back. Now that the market has resumed the downtrend, you can start to bring your stops in again, because what we're looking at here is a possible trend change, right? So if the market continues higher from here, well, then you're probably just as well taking your stops and reducing your risk. No. Oh, I might have caught a break here, maybe. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got another one of these tight little sideways ranges going on. I'm going to give them just a couple more ticks. I really, really hate to get tagged by a tick or two, only to watch the market continue lower. Again, what you want to do is you want to have the mentality that, the stop is your safety net, it's your parachute. Okay, come on. If we challenge these lows again and actually see the market break, we could be in good shape. I'm going to, on the next bearish bar, I'm going to become much more aggressive with my stops. The logic is that, you know, the sellers regain the market here. They regain the market here. They have to maintain control or they're going to lose it. All right. So there we go. I'm going to start to bring my stops in much more aggressively. Because if the buyers recover the market at this point, they're probably going to rally it up. Okay, so I'm going to roll my stop now. Again, a little bit more aggressively. I'll go somewhere near the trend line. Come on, give me that bar. All right, they're going to give me this bar. I'm going to take it to break even. Oh, you scoundrels. Don't make me do all that work and then tag me out. Don't you dare. Oh, they did too. Oh, oh, I hate that. Oh well, better than a loss. Okay, let's put that away. Just doing a little housekeeping on my journal. Now we're looking at a possible test of the extreme. Right? The market's been in a downtrend. It's come back to the hard edge, gave us a nice sell signal, but now we're retesting the low, and if the trend fails, then we may actually see a rally. Not, you know, to the moon kind of rally, but perhaps a short-term rally. Oh, there we go. See, the stinkers stopped me just a little bit too early. All right, and a little bit of a pushback again. So the market heading lower, but still very, very slow. Like I said, we're trading in slow motion here this morning. This is almost painful. We have had a couple of good legs lower, though. Right, we've had this move lower. Now we're watching this move lower. If we get another test of the extreme, I think that would open us up to a buy. The Raptor should be one of the first to give us a buy signal, the Hawk and the Raptor. Oh, and the Falcon. Ooh, the Falcon was working a possible trend change signal. Here we go. The filter is already green. The trend line trying to sneak over. We'll see if we get a little itty bitty test of the extreme here, and that will open up the possibility. Well, they were thinking about it. Now price is reversing again. Oh, and that late filter entry in play. That could actually work out to hit its profit objective. Well, we continue to waffle. And this sideways drift is making me think that I don't know. I've been looking for a little bit of a rally since this last leg lower, but I might be getting a little ahead of the curve. All right, here we go. Maybe forming another bottom. We've had a couple late filter entry signals here in tandem. This one working out really nice. This one, textbook late filter entry signal. So the filter out of sync, back into sync. Trend line nice and flat, never changing color, producing a signal. This is the type of late filter entry signal you want to keep a lookout for. Well, I don't know if we're going to get another signal here before we button up for the day. All right, gang. We may button up shop here. What I'm be on the lookout for short term is a little bit of a pullback. I'm still waiting for a retest here of the lows, a counter trend signal. The Falcon may produce a trend change signal. The Hawk may produce a green bar sell that we can look to buy. And then, of course, the Raptor coming back here with a number 2 signal. The trading band is a little bit overbought, not crazy overbought, but I think a short-term rally, because today's trend does look to be much more bearish, but I think a short-term rally, something to get us back here to the hard edge, might be enough to give us an opportunity to buy short-term. All right. After that, well, I'm afraid the market may end up just going sideways again. But that's kind of the way I'm leaning here at the moment. Waiting for this test at the extreme, and then another rally attempt here on the Falcon. We're actually a little bit ahead right now. We've already got the trend line change, the retest coming back with hopefully a buy signal off of that. All right, everyone. I will see you again tomorrow. Hopefully the market will loosen up here a little bit. But we still had some decent opportunities today. Can't complain. All right. Talk to you Thursday. See you then. Bye for now.